All right, so you might be wondering, why is Cam up on the roof with a sander on a brand new van? Well, it's not actually a sander. He's using clay bar. I got a different version of that right here, and he's cleaning up rust on the top of the roof. Now, you are probably asking, also, why is there rust on the top of the roof? Well, that is because whoever installed the windows and the Max fan up on the roof of this probably cut out their holes with an angle grinder. And you guys are smart, you probably know this, right? Angle grinders throw sparks and little bits of steel everywhere. And we all know what happens to steel when you leave it out in the open. Well, it rusts. So common sense says if we use an angle grinder to cut our steel van and then we don't clean off the van, we're gonna get a lot of rust everywhere. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're gonna come in super close on the hood of this van. And as soon as we get focus, you're gonna see millions of little rust specks. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, well, if I can't use an angle grinder, what is the right tool? Should I use a jigsaw? Should I use an air saw? You can use one of those, but they create the same problem, which is that they're creating a lot of steel dust that is almost invisible when it's clean until it turns into these rust freckles. Here at Vamanos Vans, we prefer to use shears, and these will actually slice the metal versus actually just grinding it or taking off little bits with saw blades. This is going to, like the name suggests, shear the metal, just like scissors. It doesn't create a lot of dust of paper when you're cutting with scissors. You just get a nice clean cut line. We'll still always go through and clean the entire outside and the inside of the van to make sure that there is absolutely no rust shavings anywhere. But this is gonna make a big difference in the amount of cleanup that you have to do and you have to worry about. So what are we gonna do about that? Well, here at Vamanos Vans, we believe strongly in goodwill. This is a brand new van. There's only a couple hundred miles on this thing. This was like this before it came in, but we, in good conscience, could not give this van back to the owner without cleaning that. So Cam is up on the roof. He's cleaning up all the rust on the roof. I'm gonna show you how to take care of this down here with some good old-fashioned hand clay bar if this happens to you. Okay, so all we need is some clay bar. You can go to any auto parts store, maybe even a Walmart. They might have it in the auto section. We're just gonna keep it wet, keep it nice and lubricated, and all we gotta do is just rub that all across our dust freckles, and eventually it's gonna all start coming up. And as you can see, there's some rust-colored water. Now this is definitely the manual way to do it. You could do this with a machine like Cam is doing up on top, but not everyone has access to something like that. So I wanted to show you guys how anyone can take care of this with some elbow grease, some water, and a couple dollars at the auto parts store. Okay, so here's the spot that I was just working on. We're gonna come in, we'll dry this off, and we'll look at the difference. Okay, so as we zoom in here, you can see this is where we started. Tons and tons and tons of little rust freckles everywhere. And then here's where we're at now. So you can definitely still see, as you know, we're zoomed in, we can see little bits of material still left, but you can see stark difference from where we started to what just a few seconds can do. So you can imagine it takes a little bit of work to clean up something like this after it's happened. But since you're smart and you watched this video first before you cut out the holes for your fan and your window, this isn't gonna happen to you. And if you like this tip, make sure to follow us, give us a like and a comment. We'll see you in the next one.